can see it or not. So you're going to be my eyes and ears for today.
I can see your screen.
Awesome. Brilliant. Well, welcome to Property Question Time, guys. We are just waiting for our panel members to arrive in the meantime as well. And I'm still waiting for my sponsors as well. So I think a lot of them have actually got some online meetings. So they'll be joining us, I think, a little bit later on. Instead of 9:30, I think they'll be joining us around 10 o'clock this morning. So thank you very much. Let's start. Right. Okay. As always, we are going to be streaming this event because of the current pandemic of COVID-19. So we just want to thank every single person for the cooperation. It's not easy doing online events. We completely understand everyone's commitments as well, the speakers and our guests as well. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedules and being with us today. Right, we are going to put everyone on mute this morning so that the event runs on time. Everyone is going to be muted. Now, you will have an opportunity to ask the panel members questions. At the bottom of your screen, there is a Q&A tab. So if you have any questions you would like to ask the panel members, or if you can't hear us or can't see one of the panel members, just type a question and we will pick that up as well. Of course, you are also invited to the panel later on as well at the Q&A session. But in the meantime, you guys are all muted just to make sure that the event does run on time without any disturbances. We want to know, of course, this is a networking session as well, which is quite different to the session that we would do in a room. But we would like to know as well during the event whose first time it is joining us on Property Question Time, because we do see a lot of new faces and a lot of new names as well during the year. So it's nice to know who's actually attending the webinar for the first time. Now, Property Question Time has been running for many years. We actually had Elisa, it's your first time. Thank you for joining us. A lot of raising hands here. We've actually been running Property Question Time for many years now. And we only ran one in the room this year in February. And the rest of the 7 events have been streamed online. So we never thought we would be still streaming events at the end of the year on Zoom. But here we are, guys. And if you don't believe me, this is what the room used to look like, which feels like an eternity time away, but this is back in February, right, Sam? I mean, this is what the room would look like. We'd have a packed out room, 500 people attending Property Question Time. As you can see, we've got a panel of property experts as well. So we do miss the room. We don't know when we're going to go back, but it was always super successful. So I think even for you, Sam, it must feel like such a long time ago when we were in the room hosting events, right?
Absolutely. It feels like
such a long time ago, yeah. And this was the first one of 2020. And there was over 500 people we've had. I mean, we're like, right, it's going to be a really good year. And you know what, to be honest with you, Sam, the online events, as you know, you've been hosting them with myself as well, and allow me to host them independently. But we've seen how many people have actually been logging in, and the results have just been phenomenal. So it's all thanks to everyone, the sponsors and the speakers and the attendees as well. So thank you very much. I'm just going to go through questions. So like I mentioned earlier, you all are going to be on mute. If you've got any questions during the event, you don't have to wait till Q&A. You can use the Q&A tab at the bottom to ask any questions to the panel members. The agenda today, we are a little bit late, but we are doing our registration and networking and a little introduction now. I'm waiting for a couple of sponsors. I know Sam can see the list. I'm not sure if they're online already, but we're going to wait for the sponsors to arrive and they can do their brief introduction. In the meantime, at 9:45 till about 10ish, we've got Mike, who's going to be doing his presentation about social housing opportunities in 2021. Followed by Mike, we've also got David, who is the founder of EIG, and he's going to do a presentation about how auctions have worked online, because this year has just always been about online. So we're going to look at numbers and figures and predictions for the next year as well. Then we've got Andrew Binstock, who's going to be making an appearance around 10:30. Might be a little bit later, might be a bit earlier, because it is also the day of the auction as well. So he's going to come in and we're going to have a quick recap as well on some of the very popular lots for this year as well. sorry, the timing's a little bit wrong, but around 11 o'clock, we're going to have a Q&A session as well for 1 hour. So for those who would like to join us, we'll unmute you. You can join the panel and ask the panel members or ask your host any questions related to the subjects that we are presenting today. All right. Sam, can you see our sponsors on?
Yes, I can see all the sponsors. Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh, you mean okay? Online, they haven't come online yet.
No. All right. We're just gonna wait. I think we're gonna change.
Just continue to introduce the event. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. So guys, as you know, we've got David Binstock here today, Mike Frisbee, David, and your host Sam as well that are going to be presenting. It's all about how to make property work for you, looking at future predictions for 2021, looking at property auctions, online and offline as well. Now, speakers are going to go into a lot more detail about this, but I think Sam, the rest of it now is over to you really, and I think it's probably a good time to talk about Midas, who we are, and really what we do. So over to you, Sam.
Okay, so thank you, Artie. It's been a very interesting year, very different year, not one that we actually predicted. While we wait for our sponsors to do their presentation pitches, I'm just going to go through a bit about Midas, what Midas actually does. Still got Artie's screen, so I'm not going to share my screen. So you've got Artie's one. So Artie, I'm going to ask you to move to the next slide when I need to.
Absolutely fine.
Really, Midas, we do just we do a lot of things, but they all boil down to one, we do a lot of events. We do events with councils, Harrow, Brent, Barnet. Most of the boroughs in London, we've done events with them. We are actually in discussion to do a virtual event for a few councils at the beginning of next year. And most of the council events that we do, we have probably about 500 to 600 attendees when we did them in a room. So we're hoping to maybe get a bigger number by doing it online. And then, of course, we do these events with Auction House and a few other auction companies just before the auction starts. And all these events, we do them all free events. We use them as a business development tool to get known by ourselves and be able to propose our services to you. How do we then monetize our presence in the market? We are effectively an acquisition and a disposal agency. We actually help our clients, i.e. yourselves, on the event, acquire properties. If any of you are looking at maybe investing in properties, you want someone that can be your team member without being on a salary, we actually do that fantastically well. Once we know what exactly you're looking for across the UK, we've got a network of associates that we work with across the UK. We can actually go to them to get you the best properties across the UK, the best investment properties in Yorkshire, in London, in Wolverhampton, in Western-super-Mare, Bristol. We do that for a fee, of course. We will normally charge about 2% or minimum of £5,000. If you're looking at selling as well, we actually help with disposals. We normally would probably have someone that wants to buy the property, or we can actually help you list with the auctions. We trade a lot at Auction House London, and most people might say, Sam, why should we come through Midas as opposed to going straight to the auction company ourselves? There's all sorts of good reasons why you're better off selling through us as mediators, because we would make sure that your property gets the best attention, in the sense that the auctioneers are often very busy. They get lots of lots. You need someone that can actually liaise between the auctioneers and your solicitors to make sure they get the right legal pack, make sure everything is done right. And that's what we do for you, actually, to support you, make sure that your property actually gets the best attention. So if you're looking at buying or selling a property, if you're looking at building up your portfolio, please talk to us after the event. We would help yourself. While we're still got a few more minutes, we can look at our upcoming events. Ati, do you want to go through the upcoming events, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know a lot of people are filling in the diaries already for next year. We are still waiting for a couple more. Well, we're actually waiting for the dates for property question time for next year as well. So as soon as they are published, we will be sharing them as well. Now we've got a few events coming up. I am not sure about the dates, but we are working with Simon for a webinar about a purchase lease option, and that's going to be in January. We're also working with Mike as well about social housing opportunities. So we've got some dates for this side of the year and for next year as well. And I think next year, Sam, have you got some dates already for
We've got an event with Mike tomorrow evening.
tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to come to that in a second. But for next year as well, we've also got how to buy and sell at auction. So if one of your New Year's resolutions is, yes, I would like to buy or sell or extend or reduce my property portfolio, then make sure you get in contact with us, because we've got some more webinars on how to buy and sell at property auction. But hang on, we've also got an event tomorrow as well with Mike as our guest speaker. We're going to be talking about social housing. It's a really exciting topic, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it starts at 7:30 in the evening, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
And I think, Ati, I think with what's happening now in the current economy, where there's a lot of uncertainty as to who will still be in that job come March next year. There's never been a greater need to understand how the social housing industry works, which is something that Mike does fantastically well. So come March, if you have a good tenant that's been in employment and they get made redundant for any reason, there's no need to panic. All you need to know is how you can claim the most for that family. And that's what Mike talks about. So Mike will tell you how you can get the most out of a situation that you have no control over. So we are bracing ourselves for a future in the next couple of months where a lot more tenants that were able to pay their rent will not be able to pay it. So the years gone by, it was a choice. Do you want social tenants or not? But we strongly believe come March next year, some people might not have that choice. It's been made for you. Your tenants that have been happily paying rents will become social landlords. How do you deal with that? Do you get them out of the property? You might not have the chance to get them out. It will take you a long time to get them out. Your best bet will be to understand how best to make the most out of the situation. So please don't hesitate to come on tomorrow. You can have Mike will do a presentation for about an hour, and we'll have about an hour of Q&A. So you can ask as much questions as you wish on social housing. So, okay.
It's a very detailed event tomorrow, very detailed, talking about a lot of things, especially furlough is one of the popular subjects we're going to be talking about as well. With that coming to an end in March as well, right? So that's going to be covered as well. So the details for the Zoom link for this, we will send it out after today's property question time. And dates for the diary as well, they're going to be sent out to our attendees in a couple of weeks time. So those are the upcoming events that we've got. How are we doing for time, Sam? Have we got any?
Not seen Ranjit on.
Oh no, that's unlike Ranjit. I have messaged him. So we've also got Yasmin, who's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah. An event is not an event without Ranjit. Because Ranjit makes an event an event. So
should we talk on his behalf?
Well, I think property. No, I don't think I'm qualified to talk on Ranjit's
You won't justify his. You won't justify him.
Ranjit's speech is very unique. He's the only one that can do it. Okay.
Right.
We okay. If without our sponsors, we can talk about the market. If you look at the market, let's just discuss the market. It'd be quite interesting to maybe get one or two views from the audience. We are in very uncertain times in the market. The market is very highly heated, especially in London. Investors are struggling to buy anything because owner-occupiers are very sentiment-driven, and they're buying everything in North London. I was having a chat with one or two estate agents, and they're saying they're having to sell on a second and on a third attempt because at times deals are not going through. And when we talk about the market, one of the most common questions that I always get people ask me is, when is the best time to buy? Some people say March is the best time to buy, that they're going to wait until March. For me, I say the best time to buy is when you have a good deal, because the property industry is different from the stock market. So that's why no one ever gets prosecuted for inside dealing in the property market like they do with the stock market. Because if someone tells you that the stocks are going to drop tomorrow, sell or buy, you can do that. But if I tell you that property prices would drop next week, what do? You cannot buy a property that are not on the market for sale. And if a property is on the market for sale, you cannot, or if you have a property to sell, you cannot sell overnight because you haven't got a buyer. So the property industry is much slower. No one can actually wait for the bottom of the market. You have to buy at the right time. If the right property comes, you have to transact. You cannot wait for the bottom of the market because you cannot predict and know the bottom of the market. Usually, the best time to buy in the market is always yesterday, because you can only tell historically. You can never tell the bottom of the market. So I think without rambling on and on, I think if you do have a property, if you have the resources to invest in properties, the best time to do it is now. There's absolutely no point in waiting for the bottom of the market to come, because you will not know when it comes. Maybe we already had the bottom yesterday. We will not know. We can only know in about a few months that was the bottom. So please, in property transactions, the best time to buy is now. Okay, Ati. So do you have anyone on the do you want to take any view from the audience?
We had a raised hand actually. Just trying to see. Got some good mornings. I don't think he's online at the moment. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions at the moment,
that wants to share the opinion of the market right now,
you can just raise your hand and we'll put you on the panel.
Maybe.
I think everyone's being a bit shy this morning. Oh, we've got a couple of raised hands.
He had his hand up before, but maybe we can lower the hands and see if anyone.
Yeah, I've done that. So okay, we've got Ken and OB as well. There you go.
Okay.
So if you want to unmute yourself, guys, and you want to share your opinion, please.
Yeah, 90 seconds, please, just before we get Mike on. Good to see you, Mike. You are on mute. Quoting Artie. Yeah.
Yes. I heard her saying she's going to mute everybody. I forgot she muted me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, good to see you. Okay, Ken, have they come on for 90 seconds to say what they think of the market right now?
I think they've gone all shy now.
Okay. If they haven't, then
Obi, we've got you here. If you want to unmute yourself, please, and would like to share your opinions. There's a little tab on the side which allows you to unmute. No, I think they've gone all shy now.
Okay, okay. We've got Vince.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Obi.
Hi, good morning, Artie.
Morning.
Yeah. Hi, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we had a little chat yesterday. I'm good, thanks.
Sorry?
Yeah, we had a little chat last evening, if you remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have lots of chat. Great chat, yes.
Okay. So, I was telling you about my attempt to buy a new build in near.
Remember, you've got 90 seconds.
Yes, Bishop Auckland. Yeah, okay. And then you advised that I should wait on that and go for old traditional building.
Okay.
So my question is, I have some money in the bank, and I've been trying on auctions, which is not been working for me. And what is the best approach for me to get into the market now and, try to build up my portfolio?
Okay. I think what we do, Obi, is that we'll take your question during the Q&A. We just wanted someone to comment about how the market, what is the current view of the market. I went on and on, spoke about my view of the market. We just wanted someone to say their experience in the market, if the market is overheated, what they're doing. But your question is a very important one, Obi. I will pick on it at the end during the Q&A. I will definitely answer your question at the Q&A. I think now I remember the conversation yesterday after you asked that question. At times you have so many conversations a day, but yes, I remember. So I'm going to come to you with the Q&A. During the Q&A, I'll come back to your question. But right now, okay.
We've got Vincent. Vincent, he's unmuted. If you got.
Yeah. So Vincent, what's your view of the market? 90 seconds, please.
Yeah, I think my opinion in the market still there's still no opportunity for new buyers to get houses because we don't have more information about it, and we thought that because the COVID time price will go down.
Okay, so you think after COVID prices will go down, right? Okay, that's a good opinion. So we wait and we see if they do, but when COVID just started, everyone thought prices were going to go down, but prices have actually increased quite a fair bit during the COVID period, actually. Okay, I think, Afi, we just hit 10 o'clock.
All right, perfect. And we've got time for another 90 seconds. We've got Ken really quickly, Sam, if you can just Ken. Wait quite patiently. Ken, go for it.
Hello, Sam. Hello, Artie. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Ken, go for it.
I've put my camera on. I'm all over the house. Everybody's on Zoom in this house. All my kids are on Zoom. My wife's on a different Zoom meeting. So I've had to use a bedroom, which I don't want to kind of expose to the world.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a property investor. I've been investing in property for the last 25 years. I'm in it for the long term. It's all about long term for me. My personal experience, I got 4 companies. One of my company I had was an estate agency. I'm actually doing development now. I use the BRRR model, buy, refurbish, and refinance, mainly specifically on commercial. Another one of my companies does sourcing. So I've kind of got my finger in a few pies, and I can put my finger to the wind on a number of different situations. So here's what I've seen from a estate agent's point of view. The sentiment is that the sellers are very nervous. They're nervous and they're waiting around because they want to see what happens with while this COVID dust blows over. They're very nervous. They're thinking that they're not going to get good deals. The government and the market is saying that, oh, it's going to go down, it's going to go down. So they're a bit nervous, thinking, okay, we'll hang on until we can wait and get a good price and sell later. So they're sitting there, sitting tight. At the same time, you've got the government stimulating everywhere with the stamp duty. So they're stimulating the first-time buyers. What I'm seeing is that first-time buyers are competing with investors. First-time buyers are buying up all the stock that investors want to buy, but they're paying more than what investors would pay. That's what's happening, I've seen. I used to put offers on 1 or 2 properties and get them. Now I have to look at 6 before I can get the deals that I'm looking for. However, as Sam said earlier on, one of the biggest questions is, when is the best time to buy? And I've been in it 1993, I bought my first property. The best time to buy is any time, providing the price, location, everything else fits and ticks the box. You have to have a checklist. If you don't have a checklist, you would just go and buy anywhere. You'll go and buy, you'll buy just blindly. You have to have a checklist, know exactly what your goals are, look at your exit strategy, know what your exit plan is, and then buy according to that.
Absolutely. I think
it is all about the right deal. It's about the right deal. Deals are out there, but instead of finding 1 or 2, I have to now, like I said, look at 6 before I can take 1.
Absolutely, Ken. I couldn't agree more with you. You're spot on there. The first-time buyers, especially in London, it's so difficult as an investor now in North London. I think, like I said, we're trying to keep you to 90 seconds. But I think because you were so good, we let you go above 90 seconds. Beyond the 90 seconds, that was great.
Thank you.
So I think, so thank you, Ken. That was a very good. I hope you still be on during the Q&A. We can actually have
I'll do my best.
Love to have you on the panel, actually. Be amazing.
I'll do my best. No problem.
So, we always like people's opinions.
Sam's working on it.
Definitely have an opinion, which is great. So without much further ado, I think Ati, you can probably introduce Mike so Mike can kick off his presentation. And again, just before, as IT is taking off his screen, we, oh, okay, I think Yasmin is just,
Is she online?
yeah, she's not online. So Mike, just 1 second before you come on, we just get Yasmin to just do a 90-second. It's one of our sponsors. Okay, so okay, so I've got okay, Yasmin.
Hi.
Yes, you're on. Yes, good to see you, Yasmin. So
Thank you. Good to see you too. Thank you so much.
So what?
Sorry, I'm late a bit.
So okay, you got your pitch. I'll let you go on. Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. My name is Yasaman Asad. I'm from Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors. I'm specialized in real estate property, residential and commercial financing and refinancing. We are working hands in hands with Auction House London for like 2 years now. And I'm more than happy to assist anyone with any questions that they have in relation to the legal pack or after, exchange of contracts for completion.
Okay, so yeah, so Yasmin, hopefully you'll be around if we have any legal questions. Yasmin does a fantastic job. So thank you. She's just done a very difficult case for me. So thank you for
You're
the
welcome.
hard
It's
work
okay.
that you put in. So
It's all right. Pleasure.
yeah, so great. Okay, and thanks for keeping it short and sweet. So again, we'll email you Yasmin's contacts if you need to do any conveyancing. You need a legal pack to be checked for you. Her turnaround time is very good. So we strongly, we'll send your contacts to talk to Yasmin if you need her services. So okay, so thank you, Yasmin. I think Ranji is not yet in, so Ati, I'll get on to Mike.
That's fine. I think Mike's disappeared actually. I'm not sure where he's gone. But we're going to go to the first presentation, which is for Mike. And I know he was on our last property question time as well. He's going to be talking about social housing for 2021, some of the challenges that we faced. A little bit about him. He is a property developer. He's a property investor as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to have him on the panel as well, but I'm not sure where he's actually disappeared
I'm
to.
still here.
Are you still here? There you are. All right, perfect. I am going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah. On my screen, I'm in between you and Sam, so I'm still here. I must have missed.
All right, there you go. That's much better. So I am somehow.
Does the auction term, okay, do the auction terms still apply if we place an offer? And then there's a different person that further goes to say, if we place a pre-auction offer, does the auctioneer have to disclose this to the vendor if it's way below the starting bid, which I guess is the guide. Okay, they're not that related, but quite similar.
Okay, two questions. I'll deal with the issue. If you put a bid up to the vendor, to the auctioneer prior to auction, the auctioneer is obliged to advise the vendor of that offer unless he said, I'm not interested in the offers under a set level. So you might have a property with a guide price of 100 grand reserved at 110. He might say to the vendor might say to the auctioneer, look, if you get any written offers under 110 grand, I'm just not interested in, don't waste my time. That'd be the first point. And if you buy a property before or after auction, then you generally almost always buy it on auction contract terms, similar to as if it being dropped down to you in the room. I think you've muted yourself.
I think he has actually.
Yes. I was trying to make some arrangement for what I was trying to find out from auction house when they're coming live, so it's okay.
I think we've still got a bit of time with that, right?
Yes, I think.
15?
Yeah, I was just trying to find out when they're coming live. Yeah.
All right, we've got a Jack that's got his hand up, so I'm just going to invite him. Oh, he's put his hand down now, actually. I don't know if he's done that by mistake. Let's have a quick look. No more raised hands, so we're just going to go back to the Q&A. Right.
And then, because once we exhaust the questions, I'll probably do a quick presentation about how to do auctions during COVID, just to cover the time until the auction actually starts. So Artie, just look through there. Let me just have a look at where.
Sure, I think there's quite a lot that have been asked and answered as well. There's one question here. If a property doesn't sell at auction, do auction terms still apply?
Yeah,
If
I think,
an offer is placed, that's been asked, isn't it? That's been asked. Well, I think I've gone through a lot of the questions, actually.
Okay, I'm just going to open up the the event. Okay, so let me see. Okay, David and Mike, maybe what we'll do, we can just get you to sum up, make your closing remarks, and then what I'll do then is, like, we still got a few minutes before the auction actually starts. I'll run a presentation on how to do properties to sell and buy during COVID. But before that, if you just want to share your thoughts for 2021, Mike, you want to start?
Yeah, so my thoughts for 2021 is that it's going to be a good property year. I think volumes potentially will go down. We're in this bubble at the moment, in my view. And so for an investor next year, I think it's going to be an interesting market where there will be deals. I think volumes will go down. Those needing to sell will need to probably drop prices to do so. So I think that in an imperfect market, those good properties will continue to maintain their price and continue to be good, but bad properties potentially going to drop quite heavily, in giving opportunities for investors if they can see what they can do with the property. Again, commercial, I think, might be in that. The high street, if you can find a way, as David was saying, repurposing some of this high street. I have various ideas around that to capitalize on that. So I think that's an opportunity. But really, as I think one of the audience actually summed it up very well, it's always a good time to buy property. You just need to buy right in the first place, so get a good deal. And I'd like to overlay that if you're holding for the long term, get a good income out of it as well. So focus on the income strategies. And the market is out of your hand, but generally history says over time, and allow the time, property goes up in value. So be patient with that, but make sure you're earning some good income in the meantime, and understand what those strategies can be, and multiple strategies potentially for any property, and know your exit at the end, as well as understanding what a deal is and make sure it's a deal. So it's a great time to buy good deals.
Okay, thank you, Mike. In terms of the event that you have tomorrow, people that are coming on the event, what can they expect to see that's different from today?
Yes, so the event tomorrow is going to go into more detail, some more explanation. I could only give top line on some of the strategies, so we'll be going more detail around the strategies, more stuff around tenants, more stuff around working with charities, which is where it is. Obviously, more time to answer. There's often a lot of questions that come through. There will be a repeat, because a little bit of a repeat of some of the stuff, because we've got new people on there as well. But essentially, there's going to be more details, so you've got more learning. And I find with social housing, sort of repeating the same message helps it sink in, because I could see because I went at such a pace today, I could see some of the questions coming through. There was a little bit of confusion, whereas we've got the time to go into it, and hopefully you should become more clear as to what the opportunity and how to do things are in the social housing market, and that there are some quite different strategies, and you can work in quite different ways that one would probably suit you. And as I was saying earlier, it's good to have different, I think, options to you, so that you remain in control and have those options available to you in these uncertain times.
Okay, good. So, okay, thank you, Mike. Thank you for that. David, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I would echo everything that Mike said about the market and auctions. It's a fast-moving pace where deals are done within days of the property coming to the market. But just remind you, do understand what the guide price means. Don't bid on things which are going to go for a lot more than you think you can afford to pay, and do your due diligence. So important. As regards to market, I think it's going to be very strong in auctions. Prices change very quickly. It's an auctioneer might 1 month want a property reserved at 150,000, and the next month 135. Otherwise, he won't take it. It does move that quickly.
Okay, great stuff. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So while we've been talking, I've been trying to communicate with the team to see how close they are to actually going live at 12. which they're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get my screen back on. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I would thank you both, David and Mike, for being on our panel. And then yeah. So thank you again, and we look forward to having you both, Mike, tomorrow. We look forward to having you, and then yourself, David. We'll have a chat. I think there seems to be quite a lot of focus on on commercial properties. So it'd be quite good to have to put out something that we can focus on the commercial side of the market early next year. So for now, thank you, gents, for coming. And
no worries,
yeah,
thank you.
And Artie, thanks for organising such a great event. Really.
No worries, that's fine. But like I said, I think we're going to do some training, and Dave's going to go through some trials as well. And for everyone on the event, we've got Mike tomorrow as well, so everyone's going to get the details on how to join that as well.
Okay,
Brilliant.
fantastic.
Brilliant. Well, hopefully I'll see a lot of you tomorrow. So, and nice to see you again, David. And thanks for inviting me on, Sam and Artie. So thanks very
No
much.
worries, thank you.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick run on yeah, just to share on how you do property auctions during COVID. Let me quickly share my screen to just make sure you can see what we have, because so that we'll have a few more minutes before the auction actually starts. So let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, so ready to go. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can, Sam.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I will just look through one of these presentations here. I will actually just take this through very lightly and have a quick chat and pick up questions as we go along. So if anyone has any questions about the auction process or anything on auctions or property acquisitions generally, if you can feel free to ask me at any time. Okay. Generally, most auctions have slight differences from each other. Every auction has certain types of properties that we believe are more suited to that auction. So if you decide to sell your property, one of the key things that you need to do is decide on which auction you want to take it to. And I think that choice of auction might actually be quite key to what you do. Like David just said, Andrews runs auction very differently from the way other auction companies run. So at times there's certain properties that might suit his style of sales compared to other properties. So if you do have a property to sell, we would actually work with you to make sure that we actually pick up the best auction for you. And even though every auction is gone online right now, I'm just going to go through these key things how you decide how you do auctions during COVID. You can see that there are different types of online auctions, like David actually presented. So you need to actually look at which online articulation fits the property best. It might be the case where you think maybe it's an eBay style that fits the property, or is Andros more streaming. So we would actually look at a particular property and look at which is the best strategy for that property. And then you have videos. Right now, if you're selling your property now during COVID, video has never been more important, because first, you have, especially if your property is tenanted, you might have a tenant that resists people coming to view the property. Or in some cases, the buyer is actually scared to come in. So it's always good to have a good video. And if some of you, if you're following on our social media, you see the videos that I do. When I do a property viewing video, what I tend to do is I walk to the property from outside. I stand quite far from the property. I do a 360-degree turn on the street to show you the whole street. and then I show the full view of the house, then I walk towards that property. That way you have a chance to actually see what the property looks like, and I give you a feel of what it's like to actually walk in that property. So if you have videos that are shot that way, and actually I'll probably share 1 or 2 videos with yourself from our YouTube channel, so you can see the way I shoot videos to make the viewer take them with you, so they can actually see that you're actually giving them what we call a walkthrough experience of your property. Then right now, during COVID periods, right now more than ever, it's good to be flexible with your completion time scales. If you went to an estate agent to sell a property, from the day you get an offer accepted, it might take a week, 2-3 weeks before the 2 solicitors engage. You have absolutely no control. But when you sell at auction, you have control. Standard auction conditions require that you actually complete within 28 days of the auction. But being COVID period, at times lenders are slow, solicitors are slow, there might be a bit of delay. So if you were to sell a property and you make your completion time a bit more flexible, if you make it maybe instead of 4 weeks, you make it 8 weeks or 10 weeks, or give it as long as you can, unless you have to sell, it makes your property a lot more sellable, because more people will actually bid on your properties because they know they have the time to actually put their finances together. So if you have the luxury of deciding how long you actually complete your property. Let's take for as an example, if you're selling a HMO property with tenants in there, if you delay the completion, instead of 28 days or 4 weeks, you make it maybe 8 weeks or 12 weeks completion. That gives you maybe 2 or 3 more months to actually have your rents, while the buyer has more time to put their finances together. But being at auction, you can say 12 weeks or sooner. So if a buyer comes as 100% cash, they can do it a lot quicker. They do not have to wait for the whole duration of the 12 weeks. But by giving a longer completion period for your property, it makes your property a lot more sellable, because a lot of people that would not have bought from auction now feel more empowered to buy from auction, because they can actually go through normal mortgage and buy your property. So if you're not rushing, or if you have a tenant, you'll be collecting rents, or if you live in the property yourself, you just want to get the most money for yourself, you're not in a chain, that would be a sensible thing to do, to actually give a much longer completion time. Then the next suggestion that I would suggest to you is, let me just see, I think I'm not running out of power on my laptop. Yeah, the next suggestion for you, if you're selling during COVID, is to engage your tenants. Okay, just hold on 1 second. Oh wow, just midway through my presentation, my Windows is actually asking to reboot itself for an update, and I've said no, maybe later. Okay, that's very kind of my Windows to ask me. Yeah, okay. If you are selling a property that has tenants in it, number 6, I strongly suggest that you engage your tenants as soon as possible. Before you put a property on, you go around, take a pack of chocolates, take a bottle of wine, just go around and be nice to them, because you need them a lot more than they need you now. Because most tenants are actually waiting for an opportunity to have power over their landlord, and then they will exercise it. So if you're very nice to your tenants, be nice to them, go to them, engage them upfront, and seek their permission for viewings. You can either say to them, you can book viewings during a time when they could all be out, or if it's a HMO and there's a garden, they can all go to the garden for 30 minutes while people come in and do viewings, especially when there's a valuation, because most valuers that do go in now, they request that the whole property be vacated. They want the whole property vacant, no one in the property, and they want all the doors and all the windows open so that the valuer can come in and would touch a minimum number of doors. So if all the doors are open, they can walk into a room, stand in the middle with a gadget. They measure the size of the room without touching anything. So what the so for you to get all your tenants out of that room, you need to be very super nice for them to be that flexible. So I'm going through, just waiting for RT to give me the indication when auction house is about to start so that we can go back to auction house. Now, so we've got flexibility on viewing slots. If you are selling a property, to give yourself the maximum ability to sell your property, you need to be very flexible with viewings. At times, you can see some of the big auction companies, if their viewing will be every Tuesday at 10 o'clock for the next 3 Tuesdays. The big auction companies are like conveyor belts. They put a property in that say we're viewing 10 a.m. for the next 3 weeks. So if there's someone that does a school run in Ealing and your property is in Tottenham, they might never get there for 10 o'clock, 3 or 4 weeks. So it doesn't matter how many 10 o'clock viewings you have, they will never be there at 10 o'clock. So it's very important that if you're selling your property, to give yourself the most chance of selling. If you have maybe a 10 o'clock viewing this week, the next week you do maybe a 4 p.m. and then the week after you make a 12 o'clock viewing, so just so that you can accommodate as many people as possible. Because bear in mind that you are the one selling. Because when we're selling properties for clients, when I call them to set up viewing slots, they at times they feel like they're doing me a favor. When I'm requesting flexibility, they think they're doing a favor. They're doing me a favor. But the fact of the matter is that we are trying to get you the most out of your property. Like I said, I always say, us, the middle people, we have all the responsibility, but we have absolutely zero authority. But when things go wrong, at times the middle person that takes the blame. Then the next bit is the legal pack. If you're selling your property at auction, make sure, like David said, you have a solicitor that has auction experience. You make sure that you have the legal pack very comprehensive. You make sure that the legal pack is actually put in as soon as possible. Don't leave it to the week before, because if you do that, people will not have time to actually look at the legal pack. And there are lots of people out there that will not even go to view a property if they haven't seen the legal pack. So I would strongly suggest that you get a legal pack that's very comprehensive. If you're selling a property where you live in, it's a freehold, there are certain documents that are expected in the legal pack. If you're selling a property with a tenant, there's certain properties that would give a buyer comfort, like the tenancy agreement, the lease if it's a flat. If you are selling a property that is lived in by multiple tenants, like a HMO, the few things that what we do when I do workshops on auctions, I will actually provide you a list of what you need to actually be able to sell well at auction. So I think, again, these are my impromptu 8 ways to help you sell your property at auction. I did this presentation just on the fly to make sure that we're using the time effectively while waiting for the auction to come. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe stop sharing the screen for now and then try to take some questions. Let me see, because let me just see what my laptop is doing. Just give me 1 second, and then let me see if anyone has any questions on the auction process. Okay, so great. Okay, yeah. I think yes. So having just gone through a quick presentation on how best to sell a property, do we have any questions at all? Let me see in the Q&A if there's any questions that have come in.
Just having a quick look for you, Sam.
So
I've got some wonderful remarks though for you.
Any update?
Just having a quick look. I've just got loads of messages from people that have been following the webinar, and I have to say that it's been an amazing webinar. They've learned a lot of insights as well from that.
Okay.
Right, just going through.
Okay, there's one here. So does a charity require HMO license?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can get those will be answered tomorrow evening.
Thanks. Yeah. So Mike is on the call tomorrow, so he will be able to answer that question. I will be sending everyone the link for the Zoom. For post-auction property, the auction rules still apply. Yes, that's been answered as well. And no new questions come through, Sam.
Yeah. Actually, okay. So yeah. So that's okay. I'm gonna ask actually just can you just find out from auction house how close they are to actually
Yeah.
starting?
Just give me a moment.
So if not, I'm gonna ask again. I'm gonna go back to the on the market analysis. Who on the call is actually on the market buying a property right now? Because I just want to find out your experience. Who's actually buying right now?
You can just raise their hands and yeah.
Yeah, I want someone that can raise their hands and just give us a quick view of what they're doing right now on the market. Is there any hands?
I think they've started the auction, Sam.
Oh, they started now. Okay.
Yeah,
so, okay,
they've actually started. They've just gone live now, actually.
They've gone live now. Okay, let me.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. Okay, let me just turn to that EIG. Okay, then I can share it.
They've actually started a little bit earlier than usual.
No, I think he was actually trying to get it going, but
at 12 of today, will they?
Do you want to do it on your? Look, I was following. Let me
So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to stream the auction, the live auction on the webinar as well. So it gives you guys an insight to see what is being sold at auction. And of course.
Okay, so live stream.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let me share the screen.
It's a 6-floor, 2-bedroom flat, offer with vacant possession.
We can hear it, but we can't see it, Sam.
Okay, yes. Now I'm going to share it now. Yeah.
All the actions on the internet for this one. So let's start this one, shall we? Who's here at Guy? Can I say 165 anywhere?
Okay.
165. Thank you, straight in. 170.
Okay, let me quickly
174, 612, the Vista building.
You're not seeing it yet, are you?
165, Malcolm. I'm looking for one.
No. We can't see it.
You're still not seeing it, yeah? Okay. Let me
No, Sam.
Okay, let me just get the okay.
So Mr. A, it's you right now, 165.
Okay, let me share the right screen in a minute. Okay.
Anyone want to go 167? 167 is there, thank you. You guys now say 169, Mr. A.
Are you seeing it now?
Yeah, now we can see it, Sam. Thank you for that.
171. For the very first time then at 169, I'll take a single. Can I bring any of my numbers back in for 1,000 now? I'll take 170. Right now then, £169,000. For the second time at £169,000, 612 the Vista building. Are we all done for the third and final time then at £169,000? Any more? I can see some hovering. I'm just going to give you a few extra seconds. Not quite. We're only. Oh, we are. Thank you. 170 is there. 171. 171. The other two of you. All three of you were literally waving your mouse pads. I'm looking for 171. Back against you, Mr. A now. It's with a Mr. J. If not, then for the very first time at 170 now.
If you watch now, you can see what David was talking about.
£170,000. Take a half of it's quick. Well done. So at 170.
Okay. Guys, if you look at it at Andrew doing this, you can see just exactly what David was saying. You can see him looking at it saying you're moving your mouse, because he can see on the screen that people are moving their mouse about to bid. So it's quite very intelligent software that David has with EIG. So just continue.
Minutes, I believe, on this. According to our notes here, we've got Jordan and Jamie Weir on the phone. It's 44 Ardfillan Road in Catford. It's a vacant 3-bedroom mid-terrace house, probate sale. Again, I had to write this addendum only as a courtesy, really. I think there was a slight confusion from one particular bidder as to whether this was leasehold or freehold. As you can see, it's freehold. Of course, it's freehold. So that's what the addendum just confirms. It was really just to correct one particular individual who asked the question. So there you go. A freehold, vacant, 3-bed mid-terrace house. Let's start with this one, shall we? The guide is £425,000. Two on the phone. Anyone? On the internet, 425. Thank you. 430 then. 430 next. Actually, Mark on the screen has just jumped down. I know, that's it. I can see it now. Thank you. 430. Well, I'll come back to you in a moment then. You keep trying. 435, anyone? 435, anyone else? Thank you. 440 now. Thank you. 445. Excellent. 450. I'll come to the phones in a minute. You guys just leave them there until the internet sort of dries up a bit. 450 is bid. 455 is bid. 460. 460, anyone? Excuse me. No, we're all done then at 455,000. It has slowed down. I'll take two. Shall I go 460? No, I don't need two. I've got a 460. I'll go in twos now. I was going to do it. Oh, 465. No need. 470. 46. I've got leave what you're doing now. 467. I'll take. We're at 465. I'll take 467. Thank you. 469. The 2000s are more palatable. We'll go up in twos. 469 on your phone then, George, or am I in a minute? You're in. 471. 471 on the internet. Any of you? Thank you. 473. New bit about the looks of it. 473, George. Thank you. 475 to any of the internets. Can I say 475 anywhere? Thank you very much indeed, Mr. M. 477, George. It has been on the internet instead. 479. Oh, I'm going to stay on the internet now. 481. 481. 483. Okay, we're at 483 then. 485, anybody? Is bid. 487, George. Thank you. 489 is there. 491, George. We have 493. Okay, it's 491. I'm looking for 493 anywhere. Do you want me to go up in singles? Is that what everyone's waiting on? Go on, we're going up in ones now. So 492 I'll take. If not, are we all done then at 491,000? No, we're not. 492. 493, George. Thank you. 494 to my internet bidders. This bid, thank you, Mr. M. 495, George. Is there on the phone. 496. Looking for £496,000. Thank you. 497. Thank you. 498. 499. And then we'll say 500. 500, Mr. M. It's up to you. Right now it's £499,000 on the phone for the very first time, then at 499,000. What are you hovering for? Do you want me to go 499.5? Is 500 a big barrier mentally for you? I'll take it. 499.5 is there. 500. 500 is on the phone. 500.5 now. Anybody on the internet want to make it 500.5? If not, with Jordan then. Once at 500,000. Twice. That's £500,000. Everybody else finished for the third and final time then. 500,000 lots. Number 3. Are we all done? I think we are, aren't we? Sold to your phone, George. 500,000. Okay, lot number 4 then is 54 Brunswick Crescent in New Southgate. It's a vacant 2-bedroom mid-terrace house. I've just, someone's got their hand up. Yes, someone wants me? No, we're good. Yes, there's 3 phone bids on this one. Could you help me us on the phones? Thank you. So we've got 3 phone bidders, but I'll just tell you about this one. It's actually the only lot in the whole catalogue that I saw my own self with my own eyes. Great auction lot, lovely house in a nice area, quiet little road it is, and it literally backs straight onto a park. You kind of walk out of a little gate in the back and you are in this lovely park, which I tried to depict myself. I looked behind me for a screen. We took the screens away, didn't we? I tried to depict it myself. Those of you looking online and with a printed catalogue, you'll see there's with a slide between lovely. So I'm only waffling, so I want all my phone bids to get online. I think they are now finally. So 2-bed mid-terrace house, guiding this one at 3. Please note there is an addendum on this one, just to state there's a 1% plus VAT buyer's premium in addition to the admin fee. So you're bidding with that in mind. All the phone bidders are aware of that. 3 phone bidders, can you tell me they all have read the addendum? 1% buyer's premium. Yes, everyone knows. Weary? That person wants to bid. I know the first name that you just said there. So can you keep trying, please? All right, I'm going to get started because there's so many others of you. So it's ready to go. Then lot number 4, while Jamie Weir keeps going on the phone. Listen, guys, if you're at home and you've got a phone bid for later and you're thinking about going out to the shops or whatever quickly now, do not have your phone with you or not pick it up from an 0207 number that you might not recognise because it will be us trying to get hold of you. So if you've registered to bid on the phone, make sure you pick up the phone. It's quite obvious. Here we go. Brunswick Crescent, guiding up 3. Start me there. Anyone on the internet? Loads of you on this one. 3. Straight in. 3.5. 3.10. You're all racing forward. 3.15. 3.20. Sorry. Thank you. 3.25. 3.30. 3.30. Anyone? 30 on the phone then. 3.35. 3.35. Thank you. 3.40. 3.40. All right, the bid's currently at £335,000, 54 Brunswick. Thank you. 3.40 is on the phone. 3.45. 3.45, may I say? Back to internet bidders. Loads of you. Are we all done there? £340,000 with Jordan for the first time then at 3.40. 3.45 now. Thank you. 3.50. 3.50. I can hear Jordan. 3.50. Thank you. 3.55. Lots of internet bidders still online. Any of you want to make this 355 for me? I don't mind breaking into twos. If you'd rather go up in twos, that's fine. You're quite clearly going to sell at 350 if that's the highest bid we get. So anyone wants to make this 352, let me know. If not, for 350,000 then, the very first time at 350, 352 is now bid. Can I say 354? Two of you tried to bid 352 simultaneously. The computer will obviously only take one of you. It's, you already want to do this in ones? Go on then, as it's you, Geordie. 353 is on the phone. I'm going up in ones now. 354. 354. Thank you, Miss N. You just beat a Mrs. E to it. 354. 355, anyone? We're looking for 355.
What you could do possibly is if you've got headphones and stick the headphones on it, maybe that will reduce the noise.
Pretty much do a female battle on the internet.
People from hearing you.
357 is where we're going then. I thought the police currently on 356.
I'm not sure actually. Play around with this, Sam. I'll let you know.
This is easy. Would you like to come in for 357? If not, it's £356,000. The very first time at 356.
All right, Sam.
No, hold on one second.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, so I've been asked to go up in half, which I will do because it is my duty.
No, it's fine. Can I hear auction house? It's very low, the volume. That's better.
We're currently at 358.
Yeah. That's better.
I say 300,000. Thank you. 359.5.
But anyone hearing you?
360.
Yeah.
360, may I say? The bid is currently at £359,500 for the first time. Then it's with you right now, Mrs. E. I'm looking to you, Miss N. For the second time at 359.5. Are we all? No,
Wow.
360.5. 360.5, may I say?
Perhaps. But yeah, I can't hear.
For the first time then at 360 now. For the second time at 360, everybody else out. All the phones are gone. Did you get hold of yours? Have you checked the form to see if they put a declared max? No, it says NN. So they didn't. In which case, for £360,000, are we all done for the last time with you, Miss N? Mrs. E, are you out? Is everybody else out? I'll give you 3 or 4 seconds. Mrs. E, you can frantically involved in this one. Let me know if you're coming back in. If not, it's going to go. Oh, you're hovering. I'm trying to be nice. Do you want to pay another 500? Yes or no? I'm going to count you down from 5, 4, 3. You're now telling me to hold. 2, 1. We're here. You trying that lady one more time. Sorry, 1 sec. No. In which case, Miss N, you have beaten everyone else fair and square. Well done. It's yours. 360, wasn't it? Right, not 5 sold prior. That was done a while ago. That was Lanark. So we're now on to lot 6. And this is 20A Hayland Close in Kingsbury. It's a vacant first floor 2-bedroom flat. This comes with a guide price of £225,000. Let's see where we go. I've got a proxy on this one as well. So again, if required, I'll be doing some bidding. So it's all the internet and me. No phones on this one. Who wants to start? Me at 225 at home. Can I say 225 anywhere? 225 is bid. Thank you. 230, I guess I'll take 230 for the proxy. 235. Mr. A, you want to go 235? You do. I'm going to go 240 then. Can I say 245? 245 is you. I can go 250. You can go, do you want to go 255? 255, may I say? Where would you like to go next? Two others here hovering. You want to go 252? Shall I break it into twos? Does it help any of the internets if I break it into twos? For the very first time, then at 250 on my proxy. For the second time at 250, I'll go straight into halves. I'll take a 500 if it helps. If it helps anybody back home at 250 and a half now, I'm not even going into ones, I've gone straight to halves. If not, I am selling, be very clear. It's going to go to the proxy at 250, then the third and final time. Are we all done on Hayland Close? Everybody else finished? I think we are, aren't we? All right, that's sold to the proxy bidder at 250.
Okay, excellent. I was just going to make a comment about that property that just been sold on Helen Avenue. I was interested in that property for one of my clients.
7 Lincoln Avenue in Southgate, popular North London location.
But we just didn't buy it because of the fees from the legal pack.
Loads of probates in today's auction, actually, and those of you watching who have given those all to us, we thank you for your instruction. At 600,000, no,